Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to Popularity Contest Podcast. Return of the King and Queens. Both you. Good that you're gay.
Nope.
All right. How long has it been since we've been on?
Zooey, how long has it been since we've done a show?
It's like December of 2020, I think. Is that right? Sorry.
Wasn't it January? I feel like it was January.
It was 2021 at least, right?
Gotta be. Let's hope. Well, it was one of those months. So
This is basically just a different show now at this point then.
welcome to our first episode. Rebrand, reboot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a long time. Why did we take such a long break?
Well, I mean, I was here every day trying to do show episodes. I've been here I was here the whole time, man. No, I mean, I had a baby, and we were like living in the hospital for a few months because of baby scares.
Did you have COVID?
I know, but I got vaccine damaged
Mm-hmm.
when I was 4. And it's the symptoms just now started creeping. No, I did get COVID vaccine damage though. But that was nothing. That was just like that's just like I can't do like run or anything anymore. For a while it was just mucus, and then like I started realizing I can't catch my breath anymore like when I do activities. Which I mean I was like I rode my bike like miles and miles all the time. I can't do any of that shit. Like I'm slowly trying to get back into it, but it just is what it is. And I mean it's possible that it's something else, but I mean I don't know.
Have you considered getting the booster to try to clear these problems up?
That's what I did. I got 3 boosters already. I was my idea to get the booster for everybody. I was like, I called up Joe, and I was like, listen, faggot, I shot this thing in my dick to try to make my lungs work. And you know what he said to me? Nothing. I didn't. That's not a true story. That's why.
I just saw my son yesterday. He was asking me about inhalers, and I said they're for people who are weak. You know. Nice. My wife said they're for people with asthma, but it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Asthma. What a word. You think that's a legit word? Asthma?
Yeah.
We'll say asthma like AZMA, but it's ASTHMA. Is that? I feel like something's wrong there.
It's just asthma. ASMA. That's how it's pronounced. I might not be how it's spelled. Yeah.
Asthma.
My son called he's 7. He called another 7-year-old the other day a sexually explicit derogatory term. He called him a faggot.
No.
He didn't call it. Well, he called it a faggot to me. He didn't call it to the kid. Because this is what happened. This kid, he's real worked up. He comes up to me and goes, "Oh, Dad, just these kids." I was like, "Oh, what happened?" He goes, "Well, there's some kid comes over on the bike and he starts being like kind of a jerk. So then he rides away on his bike, and the other kids I was playing with said that we should go get a plastic bag and suffocate that kid to death." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "You guys really think that just because the guy's a bully, that he deserves to die?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "I don't think that's right." And then they started bullying me. That's what he said. So he goes, "So I just left there." And he goes, this kid, Johnny, he goes, "Listen, let me tell you about Johnny." He goes, 3 things about Johnny. 1, retard. Okay? 2, autism. 3, faggot. I go, you're real upset with that guy. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking like this, but I'm just so frustrated right now." I was like, "Wow, I get it. I mean, people are frustrating." And then we went and we broke that kid's kneecaps with baseball bats. So it was pretty awesome. I was like, we've been hanging out a lot. We've been bonding a lot, because since we moved out into the country the last since May. We're just kind of just doing our own thing. So when I go and work on my old house, he comes with me back into town and plays with all the disgusting town folk. You know, that's what these kids are. They're hoodlums. They're just running around. And we just lived in the poorest neighborhood, so it's a bunch of off-white. Off-white. You know what I'm talking about, Kazooie?
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Jesus Christ. Let's move on. So,
Muslims. They're the Taliban. Okay. So this is what happened. So I go, well, I'll take his mind off it. And I was like, well, I go, would you guys talk about anything? You guys have any fun conversations? And he said, well, one of the kids says that there's this woman who had 70 babies at one time. And I go, 70 at once? He goes, yeah, I don't think that's real because she'd have to have like 70 boobs, Dad. I go, oh, he goes, which would be awesome. I was like, she's so rad. I go, I don't think that would be awesome. I can't imagine. She would look like a dog, kind of, right? With like 8. You ever see like a dog with all the puppies with like their 8 nipples? And he goes, yeah, that's true. And I said, but to dogs, I guess it would be cool. Like I said, do you ever think like a boy dog looks at a girl dog and goes, that's a hot pair of 8 boobs? And then he starts laughing and he goes, Dad, this is really nice. Finally, we're having a conversation that we're both into. I'm sitting here like, I thought, I bond with my son. We talk all the time. I thought we were having a great time. Meanwhile, in the back of his head, he's like, fucking finally, something interesting. Dog tits.
Not all this bullshit.
I know. He's like, COVID's fake, Dad. We get it. Got kicked out of Walmart again the other day, speaking of which.
I thought you were banned from Walmart.
I noticed. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you can't go back. You're just banned from like one fat person that works there. But there's 10 or 12 other fat people that work there that are going to ban me one at a time. But I got banned again for taking my pants off and masturbating. They're not wearing my mask. Which was fine. I just... Because what I do is that my new thing is I just am very friendly, and they don't like that. They go, sir, you don't have your mask. And I go, thank you very much. Oh, I appreciate it. They go, would you like a mask, sir? I go, no. And then I keep walking, and then they get flustered because I insult them. And then, anyway, I get kicked out. Long story short, I got kicked out again. And I got kicked out of a gas station yesterday for not being racist enough.
What happened?
Oh, yeah, well, there was a Mexican guy in front of me checking out, and the guy behind the register goes, I just hear him go, what are you saying? I can't understand you, man. And I could understand the Mexican guy. But then the Mexican guy speaks again, says something, and then the register guy goes, I cannot understand you. And I go, he says pump 6. And he goes, oh, okay. He checks him out, and then the Mexican guy and his kids leave, and the guy looks at me and he goes, man, maybe I'm wrong here, but I was like 2 seconds away from telling him we speak English in this country. I was like, yeah. I was like, but he was speaking English. And then he goes, yeah, but like, he wasn't trying. And I was like, yeah, no, I guess not. He goes, they just come here, they take our jobs. I was like, I'm watching a fucking it's like he talked to me like 2003 Republican, He's like, they're taking our jobs. I go, yeah, like gas station attendant. And then he says, tell me to get the fuck out.
Did you just pay at the pump then?
No, I was paying while we were talking, so I was already on my way out. I don't think he would have kicked me out if I hadn't paid yet. He doesn't, and then his teeth were all fucked up. I was thinking, because I was in I don't go to this gas station. I don't know anyone there. I was like, it might be kind of fun to just stand around and be racist with him for a couple of minutes instead. But my instincts kicked in. When I saw the guy's kids being embarrassed for his dad, I came in like a tiger mom. I was like, I'll stand up for USA. I got this. Stay back, Pedro. Dude, he's gonna fuck up this white nerd. And I got kicked out of the gas station.
Did you vote? Now you're gonna vote for Brandon?
Oh fuck! I saw that thing. That was. I forgot about that. I've been paying too much attention to the news, but I get when you hear too much of one thing, you're like, I got to dig into this. Who the fuck is Brandon? That was funny as fuck.
I don't really even know what it is. I've just seen some memes that say like, it's usually some racist Asian memes that are like, "You come back now, Brandon," and then it's got like Joe or Trump or something. Brandon fucking up.
Oh, there was
something NASCAR, right?
Yeah, there's a NASCAR driver, Brandon, whatever, something or other, and
Whiteman.
he won, and then the people in the audience started chanting "Fuck Biden, fuck Joe Biden," and the reporter just tries to like cover up, and she goes, "Oh, they're chanting Let's go Brandon," and it was so clear as day, "Fuck Joe Biden," and the guy just was like, just went with it, and then the next day on Twitter, the guy that won the NASCAR race. He was like, "Thanks for everyone that came out. Let's go, Brandon." And he like knew what he was doing. It's a whole thing. So now that's like, I guess that's the new meme.
I wonder if he's going to speak at the Trump rally.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome, dude. I think Trump's going to run in 2024 again, so we can finally get back to fucking, I'm just so sick of the news. I just want to watch.
Fucker.
Is your wall falling off?
Don't even talk about it. Just keep going.
I'm just excited to watch. I'm not excited to watch Trump. Because I didn't do it last time. I don't watch Trump like own all those people. Your poster. But what I do enjoy is I like all of the boomers feeling like they're getting like a W on their side because they got a guy fighting for them, and they're just like pumped up. You know what I mean? Like local dudes. Like just Trump fans, like in your area. Like I like when those guys are in a better mood. Like right now, bummed out Trump supporters are a lot less fun than bummed out like liberal people, I guess. So like when Biden goes in, those people aren't like, they're still insufferable. But when Trump goes in, those people are fucking pumped. They're like, fucking libtards, fuck all these, we're rocking. Yeah, fuck everybody, right? It's so fun. I'm just like,
yes.
My racist neighbor, dude, when Trump was in office, every day that guy came out and he was just like, "You suck my dick, you." You know what I mean? He just had so much confidence. It was so awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. I would like, although he's got to live for another 3 years before he can run. But apparently he's going to run again. I heard that. I don't know. My news sources are so bad lately too that I might only be reading fake news. Usually it's like 90% fake news.
On purpose.
No.
I haven't read anything really in a long time. I can't it's not happening.
No?
Gaslight.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Fuck. This fucking thing.
Oh, it's so good. It's fine. Yeah.
It's not important to me.
Was that Psycho?
Who cares? Fuck it.
Oh yeah.
It's dead to me now.
This wallpaper.
Janet Leigh, you're dead to me. All right. You've been in the movie she is dead for real. But
what have you been doing since January 2020? You posted about that again.
Well,
I didn't know if you noticed.
I try to no-sell stuff, but inwardly, where it counts,
Wordly?
With rage, inwardly.
Inwardly.
Mm-hmm. Inwardly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't make that more than it is. This motherfucker. Oh, this fucking door.
Oh, speaking of which, I started watching Dave Chappelle's new special. Not good.
Yeah, no. I saw that the people who liked it a lot didn't look like the people I would like. So I felt like this might not be very good.
It's not good. It's like, it's so overrated. First of all, of like the mainstream comics, he's like one of the better ones, I guess. I mean, but the problem is his audience is like mainstream people. It's mainstream people who hang out on the fringes but are still like completely like normie, you know what I mean? So like they're like normie people that like he can say something that's a little bit outside of like the acceptable discourse, and they'll be like, "Oh, I guess that is true. Okay, I'll accept that." You know what I mean? Like, so he's talking about like he's doing like jokes from like the '90s about like not respecting women, which is good, but that's like a big deal, and like he's leaning on gay stuff, making fun of gay people, which that's just like normal shit. That shouldn't be like a comedy special. You know what I mean? I was like, this is like, but it's supposed to be so shocking. And then he does, and I really think he got paid to do. I think the whole thing was like a COVID vaccine commercial, because like the whole point is like, because most people don't watch those full specials on Netflix, right? Because people don't have they don't sit for 50 minutes to do anything anymore. So his first, like, or second joke was about the vaccines, and he's like, how he caught COVID because he got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. He goes, which is a very black person thing to do, to get the third best option of vaccine. So the whole thing's just like a subversive way of saying, like, I got vaccinated, but I got the third best, out of three, the worst one. There are two that are much better. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not funny.
Is it based?
Not even a little bit based.
No. Did he talk about how, like, he was drawn to it because it was called Johnson, and, like, that's
no,
that would have been a good angle, I think.
Don't get me wrong, there were some funny bits and stuff in there, but the other thing is,
he looks like an old lady now, kind of, right?
Better than the jacked version of himself. Remember when he was fucking like 80 pounds heavier? He was fucking so swole. It was hilarious. Your poster is about to fall. It's holding on. No, but this is really what I think it is. I think he's talented enough to even make these benign subjects very funny. But I think this is like his fifth special in 5 years or 4 years or something. So he doesn't have time to run the material, especially during COVID. Basically, he's only performing at places where people that want to see him. He's not performing for like general audiences. So he's only learning how to make the angle of his jokes funny to his specific audience. And not real. What happens in comedy is if you only go after a certain type of audience, like the psyche of a certain type of audience, and you don't practice on other people, you're gonna, like, once you do it in front of other people, it might not land because they don't think the same way as your audience does. So like, what you want to do is you want to try to perform in as diverse amount of people as you can, and then kind of focus group out of like all these different types of people. These jokes work with everybody, so that you're not doing it like just pandering. Otherwise,
what do you think about the new, the new model of the world where it's, being more targeted is considered successful, even though you don't have these people who, have the 100 million or 200 million audience. You have the people, this guy with 15 million, this fucking bullshit, and then you have or not even 15 million really, because the numbers are so much lower when you do it this way, but 3 million or something. But they feel like they can churn that fucking butter from those people more consistently, charge higher, and make as much. Or it's fucking weak, right? I mean,
no. I think that's the way to do it. I think what you're,
of course it is.
It's the inevitable. Whether it's the better way. It's the better way right now to do it. What the other thing he's doing is he's like holding. It's like old shit. Nobody wants to, like, Netflix comedy specials are a fucking boomer. Like, nobody gives a fuck about that, because people now, especially with the internet, especially during COVID,
with the internet,
everybody got
the internet.
But I'm saying everybody got so like radicalized into their own shit, their own, like, more so than they like it sped up what we've all been doing the last 5 years, which is like people finding their own crew or their own ideology on the internet. It's like, I got my podcast, I got my style of comedy I like, I got my bullshit on YouTube I watch, and then those carnies that I watch on there, they pander to me and my type of people. When you do Netflix, everybody has fucking Netflix, but nobody,
watches anything on it.
There's no need. There's not a niche of like people that watch Netflix. You're not gonna be able to appeal to everybody. Like what I was saying, that's like, if you're only appealing to a certain type of person and then everybody watches it, most people aren't gonna like it. That's why I like podcasting, and most comics during COVID, that was awesome. They all started just going into doing podcasts, and then what I liked about that is because it trimmed the fat. Most comics, you found out, are really not funny. Like, they can't cut it. Like, they're all smoke and mirrors and tricks and on stage. They're not actually like funny in the moment. So their podcasts suck cock, and then they got kicked off, and then the good ones, like people that I thought for years deserved more credit, got it because people, it's just like a meritocracy with comedy. And the internet's like focus grouping every fucking week when they're doing a show. So you don't have to buy tickets once a year. You can every week check in. Is this guy still funny? Fuck yeah, he is. I'll keep watching that. It's like
you find when the people start teetering, they, rather than kind of regroup and refocus, they kind of shift to the crank out more bullshit model. like, well, I'm not very popular. Maybe doing shows 4 days a week is the answer instead of once a week. If I can't get anybody to fucking watch me once a week anymore, maybe I should start doing them 4 days a week.
That's what we got to do.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Is what
Yeah.
I think we need to make more episodes.
That's what you do. Because volume. Because a lot of it's just about being able. It's just about like all this internet, like this carny bullshit. It's just about being like people wanting to like you and feeling like I can go around there and it just makes me feel happy. It's not about. It doesn't have to be like spellbinding. It doesn't have to be like so captivating. It just has to be enough to be like every time this person's on, I feel kind of happy. They read fucking gay ghost stories or whatever.
It just has to be content nowadays. Yeah, I mean, new media is content.
What if we did that content?
Ghost stories or gay ghost stories?
Gay ghost stories, yeah.
Fanfic, ghost stories. Fanfic like what's popular now? Avengers fanfic?
I don't know if that's popular.
I don't know. Do people? Maybe you could write fan fiction. We have gay ghost stories anyway. That would be.
What did the gay ghost say when the woman asked him to put it in her ass?
I don't know. What?
Boo! That's not bad. See, this is why this is the type of podcast that would need to be 4 days a week.
Dude, minimum, twice a day.
Twice a day.
8 episodes.
We need to
tune back in.
Yeah, 3 episodes to cover up that gay ghost joke real quick.
We're gonna have a crypto segment. It's gonna be 3 hours long, 3 times a week. So tune in.
Yeah. What did you guys do in crypto today?
Followed it closely.
Up.
Hold on. Buy low, sell high. Actually, don't ever sell. Just buy. It's my strategy. It's not even buy. Just hold it.
Just watch other people buy.
That's right. Well, say they bought. I don't know if they did or not. But that's the current thing. What did I do during this hiatus? Nothing.
Yeah.
No, a lot of nothing. I can't really reflect on it. I don't know. I'm not episodic in that way. Not eventful things, probably. But I don't know.
Did you get kicked out of any places in the last year?
No. I live a very low key. Plus, what am I getting kicked out for? Here, there aren't any rules or anything like that.
Oh yeah, based Florida.
Yeah, I don't even understand what it is. When you're saying when you go to Walmart, you have to wear a mask? They say you have to wear a mask? Everybody there?
But yeah, they say it. I mean, enough people. I mean, I still never have, and I have to in any of the stores. Like this time around, once they started going back into Delta bullshit, everything was chill everywhere for a while, and then they started going back in. They started saying even vaccinated people had to wear a mask and stuff. This time around, because I just didn't. I'm not fucking doing it this time. Because I got so fucking internet radicalized during COVID in a way that I used to just be fuck off, I'm not wearing your mask. But now if somebody wants to throw a factoid at me, I would turn it into I was doing autistic for a while. I was I will argue with you and I will you want to ask me a question, I'll explain why, and I don't want to do that, but I feel comfortable enough that if somebody comes and talks to me about something and they really want to push me, I can at least defend my position if I need to. And I don't do it, but I think just having that confidence of being maybe it's just knowing that I'm positive that I'm not wrong. That's what it is. Before I was pretty sure I wasn't wrong, really sure, but I am also aware that I'm a fucking idiot. So there's always that possibility. You know what I mean? Where I'm what if I'm not right? And what if all my friends on the internet are retards like me and we're all wrong? But then, I'm talking even over a year ago. I'm saying and even every fucking month, I just become more the chains get stronger. You know what I mean? You just feel more confident that this is such horseshit, and that and then when people start turning on you, and being accusing vaccinated and unvaccinated people of being domestic terrorists. That was the last straw for me too. I mean, I saw that coming, and I guess I was kind of just waiting for it to get to that level. But once it got there, I was just you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to I don't want to make these people feel uncomfortable by being raising tension or anything. And I'm go fuck yourself. I just tell people Like, shut the fuck up.
You start acting like a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
You pull that.
Are you not
show 'em your-
entertained? Yeah. This is what you wanted.
Right.
That's exactly
I'll give
it.
you what you wanted. You're not locked in here. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Correct. Yeah. When my wife was locked in the hospital, I a few times they tried to kick me out. One of the times was because I got accused of being a what's the one where you're afraid of gay people?
No, it's normal.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh.
no homophobic. They accused me of being homophobic. And I said, listen, I'm not afraid of any of them. I just don't like them. No, what happened was, because my wife she had to live there, because, she started bleeding uncontrollably and she had to be like helicoptered into the, like an hour away to like a special trauma center. And they're running all these tests on her while she's pregnant. And they're like, we're going to run an HIV test on you. And I go, why? And she goes, well, we want to rule everything out. And I go, wouldn't she, aren't the only people that transmit HIV intravenous drug users and homosexuals? And she goes, I go, what do you think the test, do you anticipate the test coming back positive? And she goes, no, I anticipate it coming back negative. We actually already gave her one when she first was pregnant, like when we first found out she was pregnant. We're going to do another one now, right? And I was like, you already gave her, so you think that maybe she caught AIDS in the last 4 weeks? And I was like, she's not gay. And I go, do you think I'm a secret gay? And I look at my wife, I go, is this lady saying that I'm gay? She thinks that I'm cheating on you? And then the woman got very offended. She had a rainbow button pin, and it might have been Gay Pride Month. When was Gay Pride Month?
I think it's every month. Every
month.
month.
I think it's like January 1st through like September.
December 31st.
Yeah. So she got upset. I go, we will be refusing the AIDS test. And she goes, it's an HIV test. I go, whatever. It's all fucking fake.
You said this in the helicopter. The life flight.
Yeah, well. And then they tried keeping my baby there for months and months, and I had to break the baby out, and it's a whole thing. And this is all like during COVID. By the way, though, I did come across all the black people, because I had to go into the city for this, because I had to go to like the special hospital. So it's like a lot of low-income people, black people working there, right? And then rich Indian doctors, Asian doctors, and then the heads of every department is white. And that's obviously, do you know why that is?
No, good.
Well, it's because that the head of the department doesn't have to be talented in the aspects of what that department entails, right? They're just like basically like managers. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, you want the white people to be in charge of your department, and you want your Asians to be the ones actually working on you. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Career bureaucrat.
Yeah. Because I brought that to my wife when we were there. I was like, you notice that like every time someone from the head of any of these they're always a white person, and then the doctor doing the procedures is always like doesn't speak English, and I'm like, that makes me feel good. Like if I'm like getting surgery done on my fucking my asshole or something, and a guy comes in, I don't want to be able to understand a word he's saying. You know, I want him to like not be able to pronounce half the words coming out of his mouth, and I know that my asshole is going to be just fine. Last thing I need is a guy saying, well, sir, I'll be inspecting your asshole tonight. That guy be like, you belong in the office. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here.
Fill out the form better.
I want someone who's desperate. I want someone who's so good. They brought them, free agent brought that guy from across this plane. Across the plane.
Yeah.
You know? We had a woman. You know, my instincts when I hear woman, I go,
I already know. Yeah,
not good. But she was black, so then I go, definitely not. But no, she was not black. She was like how do I say this without being racist? Like a filthy she was like jungle Asian-y black.
What?
insanely based. This was the point of my whole thing. All the black people at the hospital are awesome. It's the white nerds are horrible when it came to COVID and gay shit. Obviously, it wasn't a black lady that got offended by my AIDS comment.
What about the guy smoking weed outside the door?
Oh, I told you about that. That's right. That was a black guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had dreads, but he was not an employee. He was just a
malingerer,
just drug addict, I guess. We were hanging outside the children's hospital because I brought my other 2 kids to visit their mom while she's in the hospital. I had to because the doctor goes, you might want your kids to say goodbye to your wife before tomorrow.
Or tomorrow.
Like, yeah, they tried telling me she was going to die. Not true, by the way. They were just trying to scare you so that you feel comfortable with them. That's a whole thing. But anyway, so I bring him out to the hospital. I bring him to the hospital, and we had to stand outside. It's like a huge, giant hospital. So they got a children's hospital attached to it as well. And we're standing out there. She's in her fucking wheelchair. The kids are there visiting with her, and this black dude, the White Sox hat with long dreads, just starts fucking smoking weed. It's like a bunch of weed, like a big fucking joint, just smoking weed right next to my kids. And I looked over, I was like, listen, N-word? No, I didn't say that. But I did. I was like, listen here, can I have some? And no, I didn't say that. I yelled at him, though. I told him to get the fuck out of here. And he didn't give a shit about my dumb white ass. He just kept standing there smoking weed. And then I had to explain to my son that they're not all like that. Some of them can play basketball and do
right. Were you did you feel like when Trump gets reelected, this kind of stuff won't happen? That guy will listen to you? He'll have to?
No, I don't. I don't feel that way because I think, first of all, I actually respect that guy for smoking weed in front of a children's hospital during the fake pandemic because that's that guy does not, that's the most base guy of all time, right? That's a guy who's when Trump goes in there, he goes, they want us to hate Trump, but love, whatever. That's probably a guy, that's not this isn't an ideological, Don Lemon, black. This is a guy that's I smoke weed at a children's hospital by the emergency entrance. The entrance, where the ambulance comes in. Does not give a fuck.
Do you think maybe, is there any chance you could get him to come on the show and we could do reaction videos with him? I watch Bill Collins videos and do reactions.
Yeah,
I've been watching some of that lately. Do you ever watch reaction videos?
I don't know if you know what you're doing. You're such a mark right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what very smart black people do. Black men. It's always men.
Mm-hmm.
They pretend that they've never heard a white song before, and then they listen to it and record themselves listening to it, and then white middle-aged men will watch them react to the song, and then it'll be pick a song. What's a song that a black guy on YouTube will listen to? That'd be
what's something that's everyone's "We Will Rock You."
Yes,
I've never heard this.
We Will Rock You. Be I never heard this song. Yo, what's this? He goes, boom, boom, clap. He goes, okay, boom, boom, clap. And then he starts singing, he goes, oh, that's his voice. Oh, that guitar. Oh, and he pauses. He goes, okay, I can't believe I ain't never heard
Run
this
that
song.
Back. Run that back.
Again. Okay. And then Whitey sits at home and he goes, I'm relating to black folks. I also enjoy this song.
That's right. It's the first time I've ever heard it.
Yeah. And anyway, long story short, I've watched about 80 hours of that concert.
Are you still watching Kwame Brown?
Oh, Kwame Brown. Kazooie, do you know who Kwame Brown is?
No. Who's that?
Kwame Brown
number
is
one draft pick in the NBA.
Yeah.
1998.
Yeah.
97, 98.
He has an excellent YouTube channel. He figured out how to use YouTube during the pandemic, and he goes after all these basically in his words these Uncle Tom black guys that go on ESPN and simp for the white man in corporate America, and he calls them out for shilling basically, and he's you guys are just throwing black people under the bus. The dude's just fucking awesome. And he goes on his live stream. He figured out like that he can get like because he just keeps it so real. Like he literally is like they're like he calls out all the race baiting shit with the media, calls out COVID, all this shit. Goes on, gets
also calls out his baby mamas.
Most of the time it's him calling out his baby mama. This is like all that stuff is why he's based and awesome. But you come for that, you stay for the baby mama drama. The dude, first of all, he live streams 14 hours a day minimum.
Oh, he's up. He's every day, huh?
Every day, multiple times a day. I check it every single day. I go, what's Kwame doing? I don't watch him anymore because it's the same fucking shit over and over again. But I respect the hustle. He's always got like 1,000 people watching. He's getting so many super chats, and it's like his baby mama's name's like Chantel or something, and it'll be like the title of the video will be like 8 a.m. He'll be like, "Good morning, fam. Chantel tried to fuck with me last night."
Out of jail again.
Out of jail again. And then what he'll also do though, so sometimes he'll tell you about Chantel, but other times the title of the video will be directed at Chantel. And it'll be like, "Not today, Chantel. We're gonna figure this out." You know, not
right here,
you, Chantel. And
well, he eats crab legs.
Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah, he'll just sit there yelling at her, and then he'll lean back and he'll just take a big bite of crab. He wears like a cowboy hat. The dude is so fucking awesome. And
he talks shit about all the NBA players he hates, who've all talked shit about him. So not,
Well, that's what it was. He didn't do well in the NBA. He was a good player. But
he was considered a bust, right? So he's got
was the number 1 draft pick, and he didn't do great. So he was like a punchline to all of them for years. And then one day he was a quiet guy. He just comes out and like goes on a live stream after getting out of jail one of these times. Was like, listen, you fucking fake ass bitch. He's like, this is how it be. He goes, if I score 4 points a game, I'm still one of 1,000 people in the world that can do that. You can go fuck yourself. I hustle, whatever. And then he talks to Chantel a little bit longer and eats crab legs.
He calls other people feminized.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's leaned on that grip too, where he's all about talking about the beta males and how he's an alpha male, which he picks up on all of it. He's very good. Sometimes he reacts to a little bit of Aerosmith every once in a while, something like that. But every once in a while,
in the attic. Let's listen. Oh, leaving the things that are real behind.
Oh, that's my shit.
Hitting that vape pen, blowing clouds.
Yeah. He gets so fucking high. He goes. One episode, it's just like I just see I'm back out of jail for overnighter in jail. I'm like, he was in fucking jail. This guy's a ex NBA player. I click on it and it's him in the car. He goes, "Going to pick up some food right now. I'll keep you guys updated." And then he just gets off. It's like a minute long. He gets right back on the stream about 30 minutes later. He's in his house. He's eating crab legs, and he goes, "This is what the fuck happened." He goes, "So Chantel fuck with me again. You fuck with me, Chantel." He goes, "And it's all horseshit." He goes, "This is my baby mama. She trying to say that I'm not going to pay her." And then she goes and talks to like the city, and they got to send someone over to like investigate me because she's making erroneous claims. And he goes, just because she makes the claim, because she's a woman, they got to follow up on it. Then they show it to my house, and I'm smoking weed and stuff, which I'm not supposed to be doing because I'm on parole. So they got to throw me in overnight. He goes, "But she's trying to say that I'm a deadbeat. I actually take care of my baby and my babies and my baby mama." He goes, "My baby mama, she drives a Denali XL." He goes, "I don't know what y'all doing with y'all's baby mama, but in my world, that's a Denali XL is a baby mama driving car." He goes, "That's how I roll. That's about like she's not driving anything worse than that." And
didn't he say he's only like $25,000 behind on child support or something, right?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, which that was like a big deal. Well, because
right. I mean, he's not $1 million behind, right?
Well, because it was all based off when he was in the NBA. He doesn't make any money now. The system fucks you.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, Rogan was talking about Dave Foley from News Radio and Kids in the Hall, and his wife and him divorced when he was on News Radio when it was like syndicated. And they got him for alimony, and it was something like $190,000 a month, forever. And the dude, once he got off news, didn't do anything ever again. He had to like sell everything in his fucking house. That's just the way the system is. So my boy Kwame, I mean, obviously he's lying because he's eating crab legs 3 times a day.
The big ones too.
Mm.
The good ones.
That's basically what I've been doing. I've just been watching Based Black Dudes.
Reaction videos.
Reaction video. I had to get every day that I went to the hospital to see my wife and baby. I had to get a COVID screening every time, and I just would look at the person and sign it. Every time I wouldn't look at the paper, and then just like as my protest, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, and then I take the mask off, like all passive aggressive. And then finally, as all these like white nerds work behind the desk, finally get this one black chick, and she goes, listen, I know you hear a lot. She goes, do me a favor. If you ever come in here, don't ask me for the goddamn COVID screen paper. And she opens up a drawer. She goes, because we just throw them all in here. And there's a pile of like 1,000 of these fucking papers. She goes, they don't even look at them. And I go, no shit. I go, is that because it's fake? She goes, what? And I was like, oh shit. I thought maybe she was like really cool. She goes, no, it's a dangerous virus. She goes, they just don't look at the papers. I was like, oh, okay. My bad. I was like, yeah.
The bureaucracies. That's their problem.
Yeah. You don't happen to know Kwame Brown, Brother Brown.
I love Kwame. I love Kwame. So, what's on our? So we're gonna do more shows, right?
Yeah. I got like a nice setup now. I'm chilling. Yeah.
Is it like? Are you on Telegram? Are you on Gab now? Like you don't even text anymore. So I'm trying to figure out if maybe like should I send you? I'm trying to think of other services that people use. Facebook Messenger.
I don't use anything. I have a Discord. I have the Discord. I check it almost never. I don't do anything. I've cut myself off. I'm like, basically, I'm just like Ted Kaczynski, but I'm not smart enough to figure out like the technical stuff to kill people. I feel like, but I'm like complete recluse. I'm shutting off the internet, and
that's good. This is the best thing you can do.
Yeah, except for Kwame Brown.
You could record those videos and just rewatch the old ones, like my dad would do with like old episodes of Magnum PI and like Barney Miller. It's like you can watch these on, they're syndicated. They're on 4 hours a night on WGN. And he'd prefer to videotape them and have them all in order, commercial free.
This is what happened. Because I got on Twitter for the first time. Like, I've always had a Twitter, but I started using it. So I was like, all right. And then I started, like, I was having fun, like, trolling people on there. And then I got, like, a decent news feed of, like, people that, first of all, it was very balanced. I try to have, like, people I disagree with on there, too. And then people that I can, like, trust. I'm like, man, these people have, like, a high track record and, like, they show their work. Because I love going through the data. But then it just, after a while, I was like, I fucking get it. I get like there's no more arguments. Like I don't need any new COVID information to put me at ease. Like I don't need to be chasing this fucking thing, this fake bullshit anymore. Like I understand like the aspects of it that are being manipulated. I understand. I mean, enough of that. You know what I mean? Like anybody ever wants to like talk to me about it.
Once the case is closed, it's closed. The trial is gone forever.
It's just me jerking off at that point, right? It's like not healthy. It's just
trying to satisfy either anxieties you have or what I mean, insecurities. But if you're not insecure, you're kind of looking not you necessarily, but you kind of look for things to be insecure about, within the information. But once we shore all that up, I was off for so long today. I was so frustrated, even though I didn't really admit it to myself. I was so aggravated, frustrated, so over it all. Like, just, I mean, fuck, like, from the beginning, it's been like you understand that once you understand that this stuff is possible, then it's like, how can you be surprised? I mean, it's okay to be a little bit like, oh, I couldn't believe they really pulled it off. But after that, it's like, well, of course. And there's no there's no limit to it. The most absurd things in the world can be rolled out, with enough media pressure. It's just the one of the things.
The other thing is like, I'm just sorry for cutting you off, but like, because there's a tipping point, man. People are gonna accuse me of being an AI bot again with this fuzzy background. But no, there's a tipping point when it comes, like at some point you go, okay, first of all, sorry, just to make this make sense, people that are like normies or whatever have surprised me more than I was wrong about a lot of them. Those are the people that are actually like getting shit done and kind of like at least progressing this in a less apocalyptic way than it could be. It's not the fucking retard in the conspiracy world. Like those are the people that are just like complaining all the time. It's like normal ass people that are like, this is fucking bullshit, and actually speaking up and showing, doing stuff. So like, I appreciate those people doing their thing, and so like one of the things I was paying attention to, because you were absolutely right about the anxiety thing, like trying to like I wanted to keep on constantly double checking to make sure I was like not being fed, like misunderstanding what was going on. And then after a while I did figure it out, and then I started noticing like, oh, there's some like positive things coming out of this. Like people are actually starting to not fight back, not like that, but like it's not, people aren't being pushed like taking it like up their ass as much as I thought they would have, like certain people. So I was like kind of enjoying watching like, oh, today this good thing happened. Like, a fucking Australian guy punched a cop, stuff like that. Where it's like that's awesome. Or like there's more people like oh, what's the thing that just happened I saw today? The airport strike stuff, right?
Where they canceled the flights, you mean?
Yeah, because of all
I almost put it for our show earlier, but it was like 3,000 flight was Southwestern or
Southwest, yeah.
Yeah, Southwest. 3,000 flights canceled over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Third, I think, wasn't a third of all their booked flights canceled. Canceled.
Yeah, well, they finally came out today and with a memo saying it was due to staffing shortages. They were running it in the media initially saying that it was due to weather issues. And then what happened was there were actual pilots that came out and were like in their fucking gay pirate outfit, like whatever. And they're like, no, this is because of the fucking COVID vaccine. Like you can go.
The federal gimmick, right?
Well, that's fake. The federal mandate's not real. It's
but the COVID, the Southwest says that they're going to comply with it or whatever, which is their backdoor into forcing their
That's what it is.
It's employees.
They're using it. They're using the fake mandate as an excuse to do an actual mandate, and but Southwest Airlines alone got something like $30 billion of COVID relief from the government. So at some point, the people there can't be like, "We'll take your $30 billion, the man," and then not uphold their part of the bargain, which is like, we're also going to sell your vaccines for employees and stuff. And I don't know if it's about selling them at that point, if it's just getting people to comply as well. It's like a combination.
It's a lot of money too. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they'll get some more, it's a long-term game. I mean, they'll get some more bailout money, I'm sure too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The metro, the train people are now doing a protest as well. I saw that, like in solidarity with the flight people, and so it's something like and then in Los Angeles right now, there's a strike going on with the 20% of the fire department in all of Los Angeles County is on strike right now for the COVID mandate. So that's like a big deal too, because these aren't like. I guess you can bring in the National Guard for the fire department. But if enough of these things happen, like I don't know a whole lot of people in my life anymore that are like falling for it. Even the people that still like fell for it at one point, like they're not that fucking stupid. They're like, I think they're kind of overreacting and just trying to sell vaccines at this point. Like, a lot of people. I mean, there's still people that believe in it, but
there's still a lot of people that believe in it, Moss.
No, I'm saying, okay, here's an example. Something like 53% of people are vaccinated. Right? Remember when the number they were trying to say was like almost 70 for a while because they were manipulating the statistics?
Yeah, 70 by the 4th of July or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were saying that's what it was, but it wasn't 70. It was 70% of adults have at least one vaccine, but they were putting that off as vaccinated. They were just calling it vaccinated. And then what happened was they had to put out the real numbers. Because then it became a pandemic of the unvaccinated. So in order to do that, they wanted to manipulate the statistics and to make it appear that the majority of people were participating. Because back then, when they were saying 70% of the people were doing it, since then, I looked at it, we added 20%. So we were only at 30% vaccinated officially. I don't know what the real numbers are, but officially back then. So at no point when there's only 30% of people complying, can you try to claim that you're in the right if 70% of the people are not participating. But as soon as it gets over 50%, now you can be honest with the statistics because at least we're in the majority now of vaccinated. You see what I mean? So it's like that's still 50 fucking percent, and that's official numbers. That's not the
this means double vax.
Double vax, yeah. And that's not counting people like me and a lot of people that were coerced into it for their jobs. You know what I mean? That's not 53% of people are like excited to get it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's just about everyone. Just about everyone's been coerced into it through the media.
Yeah. So
whether they might have happily gone to get it, but they were coerced.
No, but I'm not. I'm saying people that would not have got it had they did not have an ultimatum with their jobs and stuff. Like, I mean, when I was at the hospital with my wife and kid, they had a massive strike of doctors and nurses there, and they almost had to shut that hospital down. And that's like the second or third largest hospital in Illinois. And that was like months ago. At our local nursing home, my sister-in-law is the head of the Alzheimer's department. They had to bring people in from out of state to work there because her and all of her employees just fucking walked. And the same thing at our hospital here in town. Same fucking thing. This is like
all. Back?
What's that?
Did they bring him back?
No. She got a better job somewhere else, she's happy. Less money, but better is in like health wise for her mind. But they just all worked together. They coordinated it, and they're like, let's hold it to them. And then after they all left, then they came back and they countered to try to get them to come back, and they actually said, we're not mandating it anymore. But everyone said, you know what? It took you guys too long. Go fuck yourself. And they all ended up leaving. So, and then we're already getting competition in the area where there is one of the hospitals is not mandating it, even though it's an actual hospital. And then everyone's just going there that are in. So this is like the medical professionals. So this like the appearance of like who's falling for it. It's like it's the same. It's this internet bullshit. Twitter is not fucking real. That's not the real world,
Marks.
Fucking marks. Most people I don't think are. I mean, literally, they just got the 53%. That's something. You're telling me fucking 47% of people is not a lot of people. Why did 47% of people not get vaccinated if they fully buy into it? Officially, this is just official, by the way. This could straight up be commie Russia with just fake ass numbers. But that's not as many as, like, I had to get it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that had to get it that are upset. And that's just my own anecdotal experience. And you go on the fucking internet and you see all these fucking people that are real people that are quitting their jobs. 20% work. They had to fire, New York State, 18% of the nurses out of this fucking hospital group. And they had to bring in the National Guard for them. That's just 18% that wouldn't comply. That's still not people that just did it just because they didn't realize like, oh shit, we could, like, they didn't want to be part of the 18% that got fired. They're like, I'll just fucking do it. So that's like serious numbers. And I'm not saying it's like it's enough to change anything. I'm saying that's good news though. That's not.
It is good. It is good. It's always good to see resistance to tyranny. It's always good. Yeah. It's not bad to see resistance to tyranny.
And it's normal, dude. Okay, when it comes to like carnies and stuff on YouTube, this was one of my fucking. I guess it would have been so cool if we were doing shows while this was happening, but I was watching this from afar, because it wasn't the fucking conspiracy people that are making any change. Really, like their audience are a bunch of autistic retards, which happen to be our audience too. But but who made the difference was these big fucking shill carny like rich people that are like their lives are getting too uncomfortable that they're like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing my fucking carny bullshit and I'm gonna start getting real. And then so it'd be like Steven Crowder, these fucking people, the Change My Mind guy. You know that Republican? He does. You know that meme of the guy sitting behind the desk that says "Change My Mind"?
Yeah.
That guy, his show. He's got like a couple million followers or whatever on his YouTube channel. He's like full on like don't get vaccinated, and but he got pushed there because they were restricting so much stuff that he's like, you know what, fuck it. And it's like people like that. It's like big channels that are actually like, it's not fucking these assholes with like 1,000 followers that are like. The mud floods, mate. It's fucking real, like, high level carnies that are rich people, and their personal lives are getting so uncomfortable that they're leading their fucking rats. They're the Pied Piper. They're like, listen, rats, I'm actually going to be a little honest with you right now. Fuck these people. And then there are normie people who don't think for themselves are like, well, I guess I'm against the vaccine now too. So whatever, God bless them. But it's like the carnies are changing things, not fucking people that are already in the know. They're doing fuck all except for crying. It's so the tyranny.
What is Orwell says, like, these people are, he said about the socialists, but he says they're all you really have to do is, like, these people are the walking advertisement for the failure of themselves, of their system. You just have to observe them, and no one wants it. Like, they're the worst advertisement for themselves. They're the worst form of it. They're completely lack any, like, self-reflexivity. Their hypocrisy, they're like utter, and I'm talking about, like, these politico types, this whole class of administrative, the carny fucking politico.
Anything corporate media driven, like, that's super fit. So, like, gay pride, everyone knows a gay person that's like, yeah, that's just a gay guy. Good, do your own thing, you're fine. But that's not the spokesperson for gay, right? Spokesperson for gay is like wings and assless chaps, and it's someone that, like, you're wanting to fuck, or like Kazooie, or like the transgender community. It's always a fucking freak. You know what I mean? It's never just.
They trot out the most, the most extreme example, and
right.
They have to, like, go give him a hug and kiss and stuff, and shake their hand. It's, they're the best advertisement for the failure of their ideology.
But they can't just have gay Frank, who works at the bank, be the spokesman. It's got to be like gay fucking James, who's like constantly touching kids on their shoulders. I'm like, what? Why does he always standing by kids?
Right. Some guy comes out later, like, some sex offender, or something like this. Typically,
yeah.
So they're no one wants their shit. No one wants to be like it. People just kind of align with it in some ways because they find it, like, oppositional to the conservative or whatever. But thinking about it, they don't really. I mean, some marks do. Some are like, yeah, I'd love for my kid to be like this, and they do it all. But that's the extreme.
Yeah, that's very rare. It's a lot on the internet, but it's like it's not.
Most people are
not even paying attention to it, actually.
No, but when they see it, it's an advertisement for why no one, it's repugnant to any sensible person. So
yeah. Okay, let's change. Let's move on to. I know we got some topics here. Did you notice that I lost weight during COVID since we saw each other? You notice I've been trying to.
You said during COVID a lot of times. When is this non-COVID time? What is this during COVID?
I referred to during COVID. Since we did our last show, I say that's really what that's not because that's mid COVID, but that's just what I meant. Like, since we last talked, since we last did a show, you notice that I lost weight. I went on a what do they call it? Weight loss journey. You know that term?
Document it for Instagram?
No, I didn't do that, but I was. The fuck is a weight loss journey? Because they say journey, and it makes it sound like you're going on, like, an adventure, right? Or like a quest, your journey. But what they say weight loss journey, when they say journey, what they mean is you stop fist fucking your mouth with cake. That's the journey. So anyway, I've been on that journey.
Tacos. Have you eaten any tacos?
Yeah, I just had some 2 days ago. Yeah, I just been just trying to clean it up a little bit, Well, I thought I wasn't, because I'm pretty sure I'm vaccine damaged, but I might have just been a fat fuck. I was also, like, considering that. I don't like to fully commit to, like, to anything, so I might be vaccine damaged, but I also might just be disgusting slob, unhealthy.
The might be consuming you from the inside. You
think what?
That might be part of the nanobots? They might be
just
consuming you from the inside, and that's what's cause the weight loss?
No, I think it's just because I stopped fist fucking my mouth with Kate.
One of the two. One of the two.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do topics. Let's finish like old school PCP. We'll finish with news. Let's do that.
All right. What do we have? Kazooie. What's
run it up.
One?
Exhibit 1 is Lego vows to remove gender bias from its toys.
Lego? Wait, what is it? Lego vows to remove gender bias from its toys. So that sounds to me like, I mean, that's some like...
Okay, they've done some studies, and they've determined that, you know, gender assignment in toys is damaging during play, they say. So they're going to remove it from their product advertisement, from their marketing, from their design. Any kind of gender doesn't mean all the
so now the figurines are not allowed to have beards or cocks, which they already did.
I don't think that is what it means. I think that they'll just be wearing dresses and stuff too. Like
that's that's not gender neutral.
I don't know, but this is their plan to gender neutralize things because they found it's damaging. But this is what they say. So, which begs the question, really, like, is it when these companies finally have these findings, right? What they're saying is our marketing was damaging children. Our past practices up till today have had a negative effect on children.
Right.
So where's like is there any, what are you going to do about that? Like, where's the walking that back or at least like it's an admission. So just how much influence does your, marketing have on children? Like just how far can you manipulate them through these things? So
it's like this. How many people in your life have you ever, in your personal life, do you know that have done blackface?
Oh.
Like, honestly.
Including me?
No, yeah. Honestly, though.
I don't think any.
Yeah, but for some reason, it seems like every one of these motherfuckers that's like on late night or whatever, they all like have like a history of blackface.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
And they're all the ones that are always saying, stop doing blackface. It's like, just look in the mirror. Talk to yourself, dude. Who are you trying to change? Like, who? Because they always end up being the ones that are actually like the prejudice. I just like making fun of gay people. I like making black jokes. I don't have a problem with people. These people actually are racist, right? They're all fucking they're sexist or whatever.
Of course, they're deep.
I am sexist, but
all these things they wouldn't be so patronizing if they weren't.
Yeah.
It'd be impossible to be so patronizing without it. So
my theory on this is that it's nepotism in these companies where it's like somebody rich gets their rich spoiled family member hired, and they went to college and they learned their bullshit there about equity and about opportunity and all this stuff, and they think that the reason certain marginalized groups are not succeeding is because they're being held down. Otherwise, they'd be rich like I am, without ever acknowledging that the only reason you're rich is because your fucking family member was rich. You never had to work, so you don't understand that you were just born that way, right? It's not just like the fucking, funny enough, the way you say the gay person's born that way. But that's really, so what it is they decided to they have to come up, they don't want to have to admit that they didn't have to work to get there. So what they do instead is they go, let's blame somebody for why somebody else is succeeding, because then I don't have to acknowledge what I've done. And then it just kind of turns into it just spirals, generation after time, and it, just is what it is. And that's like a lot where a lot of this, whatever these people are complaining about, like their cultural Marxist bullshit. A lot of it's not necessarily, I don't think, like a top-down organized thing. A lot of it is completely organic and a natural order of operations through what's that saying, like weak or strong men make weak times or whatever. Weak men, what's the saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean though. Well, I know what you're talking about, but the thing, it's the self-hating, aspect of it, right? But it's not. They don't hate their position, but they feel like they need to. They hate those under them they blame the bourgeois, the middle class, your affected types, but they're all completely, completely dynastic in their wealth, completely aristocratic. But they're certainly not letting like the paupers in to come and vote in the house.
Right.
It's not going to happen. The servants are staying downstairs to eat. They're not coming up for dinner. But up here at dinner table, like Downton Abbey or something, we'll talk about the plight of the common man as the fucking, servant comes up and brings the food, but they're not getting invited to the table.
The other thing is like, who is this for? Who are their marks? Who's their target demographic they're trying to?
It's something. It's like it's just a thing. It's just.
But it's not portable.
No, well, not with Lego, but to pretend like you're doing something.
Yeah, I see.
Is to in a way do something, sort of. It's like New Coke or something like.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, that at least rejuvenates and keeps things moving. But something like this, if these people really, this also just maybe I'm right though in this, because it's only going to hurt. Like, this doesn't have a net positive marketing. Like, this actually, like, it might get some buzz and people talking about it if you're looking at it from that angle. But more than likely, I think the people there's somebody making a decision that thinks this is right, and they don't like that's somebody that's there because of nepotism, not having to do things the right way to make money. So they don't even understand the consequences of fucking up marketing. And I'm not going to buy gender biased, gender neutral fucking Legos for my kid.
Well, I'm not going to buy like Twisted Sister, but I mean, it might be, it's not that big of a deal if there's the lady construction worker with the guy construction. These things aren't a huge deal.
Not in my fucking house, unless they're fixing a kitchen.
Just give me the two ones so they're like a lesbian couple.
Yeah,
but you have them like no, it's they feel like they're doing something. It's just ideology, so it's dumped into the product. But the famous guy once said, Richard Thiem, in fact, said, if you want to see what the future's like, just look at the toys. What the future will be like, look at the toys the children are playing with now. So
yeah, that makes sense. Didn't we have another one that was in the vein of this kind of thing?
Zooey's been really excited to talk about this next one, I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
DC's new Superman John Kent comes out as bisexual.
DC's new Superman. So that isn't John Kent's like Clark Kent's son? He's a fag?
Well, half the time.
Half a fag?
Yeah, apparently. So, yeah. There's
DC Superman John Kent comes out as bisexual. DC Comics has confirmed that John Kent's Superman is bisexual.
Confirmed, right? Not that they wrote it themselves and made the whole thing up, of course, right? They've confirmed it as it's like a real story.
Yeah. Well, it's a logic. Well, logically, we've gone through the scientific process, and we're like, well, how'd you confirm it? They're like, well, I drew a picture of him sucking a cock. So, like, oh, that does make sense logically. I guess you can confirm that. Yeah, DC revealed that what some fans have suspected for a long time. Again, that's just dropping hint, right? You're like, what could it have led up to it at that? Okay,
the chaps.
Right, exactly. People have speculated that Superman was gay for a long time, but why would fans speculate that John Kent was gay without knowing he's gay? What the fuck were they putting in there?
Holding hands with a man,
right.
His roommate, his lifelong roommate, William,
Oh, here I found here, it says in episode 7 of Son of Kal-El, John, the like underline here, it says John Kent spits in a man's asshole. I mean, it seems kind of obvious now, doesn't it? Oh my god! All right, Superman gay, get the fuck out of here.
Just his son. So does this mean Superman is kind of a failure as a parent? Right?
Yeah, I mean, dude. If I was Superman and my son came out of the closet, I would fucking freak out.
Lex Luthor just be fucking, he's got to be loving it,
Oh yeah.
Fucking Luthor.
The fuck out of here.
What did you do? Then, like, the next comic episode is Superman beating the shit out of his wife or the kid's mom. This is all your fault.
Or Superman. I mean,
he left the planet because of it, right? That's what it say. He left the planet because he's so ashamed of his son.
Oh, really?
I think so. Well, I maybe have made that up, but leaving the planet.
Superman. Yeah, the next every episode of Superman after this. So John Kent has like a nice story arc, and then every episode of Superman is him just failing to succeed at blowing his head off with a shotgun.
I think that's what he becomes. Well,
every episode a different episode of Superman trying to commit suicide for his gay son.
Possible for Superman to be, or the gay one? Can he even do any pegging or whatever? Or wouldn't his butthole muscles be so strong? It's like if you went and grabbed Superman by the arm, you can't like squeeze him and feel any kind of you're not physically strong enough to squeeze his muscle to put any kind of physical it just resist.
Well, I mean,
just by very nature.
John Kent was born of Superman fucking.
Right.
He was able to fuck.
Right, but he wasn't getting plowed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there was a time in my life where I have a penis. I was, you ever been a bottom in a heterosexual relationship?
I don't even know what you're talking about here. What
where you're the bottom, and the woman's the top, right? They call that a power bottom.
Where you're on bottom?
Yeah, you're the bottom. You're on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then she's on top. There's, and then they say that's like a power bottom because you're creating force from underneath.
Oh, I see. Huh?
Right? But I was not a power bottom. That's just a regular bottom.
What? I thought you meant like, and she was like putting it in you with the device. Well, what? I don't know. I've never even heard these words before.
I was never a bottom or anything, but it is what it is.
From bottom. That's gay. From behind only, like that fucking Game of Thrones, like fucking Quest for Fire.
What
when he's like,
do we have? Because
we're not done with Superman. Okay, good.
The next exhibit is.
We need 3 more episodes to cover up that conversation. Send it to the bottom of the playlist. Oh, yeah.
COVID-19 and psychotic symptoms, the view from psychiatric immunology. I don't know how to say that word.
Basically, immunological underpinnings of psychosis in the COVID-19 patients. So this is what I've been speculating for a long time when it comes to long COVID and all these things. Because all of COVID because COVID-19 is not what they claim the virus is. It's like, that's the AIDS. It's the symptoms plus a positive test equals COVID-19, right? Mm-hmm. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus, of course, apparently. But COVID-19 is
and the symptom is you're crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the symptoms. But in long COVID, like, for example, one of the symptoms of long COVID is anxiety and depression with the comorbidity of being fat, which I was like, we used to just call that being fat and ugly, right? Yeah. We used to just call them incels, but now we could say they have long COVID. And this is now, like, what's a symptom of long COVID? Well, I can't lose my virginity. Kazuya, I think you might have long COVID.
I have reverse long COVID.
Oh, nice.
Whatever that means. So this is
one time I got COVID from being on the bottom.
No kissing, bro. Right, you told him. So there's correlation, they say, or presenting psychotic or psychosis is presenting with people who've had COVID, or I guess maybe still have it. So they say more work needs to be done, of course. But
basically, what they're probably right. What they're saying is of the people the marks that buy in the most to COVID, which are the people that would participate in our fucking study, turns out they're crazy.
Right. They're not just crazy, psychotic.
Psychotic.
They blame everything on it's all external. So this is like the whole world already. Everything's already external. So this is just everybody's presenting as psychotic now, more or less. I mean, so but you can't blame these things. Like it's kind of a easy blamer for, like I can't believe all the people in the world have become psychotic. This thing it can't be because the world is they observe all this schizophrenic world around them. Surely it must be some other kind of pathological, One
of my favorite quotes: "Insanity is a perfectly reasonable response to living in society." And of course it is. I don't hold it against people. If you buy into this shit, you have to be fucking crazy. Like it'll drive you to insanity because you have to suspend so much disbelief. You have to constantly live in cognitive dissonance or become so numb to it that you don't experience it, which is like so ideologically driven. It's like cult religious shit. I mean, I get it.
Completely dead inside too. You have a lot of people who are just completely empty, grasping onto stuff too. They don't care. Mm-hmm. Completely dead inside. Vacant stare, just happy to be part of the solution.
And those people are the type, women. Those are the type of women that Kazooie should try to fuck.
Some type. There's got to be some type out there. It's not these ones.
It's women with cocks. That's the.
No, it's going to be women who like to get fast. That's, and you got to meet them at get fast. Get fast, quick. They like to.
It's like a reference from the Brat Pack, like the 80s movie.
Maybe.
What is this? Get fast. Kazooie, what does that mean? Get fast.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
What do you mean you're not sure?
Go ahead, Boomer.
Get fast. What is get fast?
What do you...
Is that like people that like to go to a makeout corner?
Yes, it is. After,
I was going after mall walkers.
They like to park.
Yeah, parking.
I knew you guys were parked. Well, we were only parked for a little while.
When I was in high school, my stepdad gave me the talk, and it was so funny because he's so like, your people would call him a square back in the day. He said, this is what he explained to me. He goes, so I don't know what you guys call it, but we called it heavy petting. And I was like,
that's what they called it.
Get the fuck out of my room. Get the fuck out of my room. Holy shit. Heavy petting? You're going to come in here. You're not my real dad. You're not my real fucking dad. Come up with a fake fucking term. Heavy petting.
Was it because his pants were off?
Oh, yeah. That didn't help.
I jumped on it.
That's what I did.
Like you're reading those Superman comics.
Yeah.
Playing these fucking Legos. What are you confused?
Yeah,
on COVID, you've gone psychotic.
He comes breaking me. What are you doing? I'm reading my comics. I know, faggot. That's what it's gonna be like nowadays with kids and their dad.
Talk to me on Call of Duty. See, that's probably fucking boomer too. Fuck.
It is. Yeah. What's get quick mean though? What's that? Can you say it a different way?
Oh, girls like to get fast. It's like
hook up, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What's the next topic, Kazooie?
I get so embarrassed.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm just irritated. It's like talking to people about coronavirus. Kazooie, move on. What's the next topic?
The sign that's in the back room of my workplace. If you own the problem, you own the customer. If you lose the problem, you lose the customer. It's just that simple.
Do you have autism, Kazooie?
Why?
Wasn't the whole point of this for you not to introduce it that way?
No, I gave into it. I don't care.
Okay, so this is trending. So Kazooie tells us about this picture. He goes, I got this picture for my work, and we want to discuss on the podcast, but don't mention it's from my work because I want to post it like on my work's like subreddit, right? Yeah. And we go, yeah, no problem. So we respected that. He comes and he goes, my work, the address is this. He goes, this is a picture I took illegally. Okay. If you own the problem, you own the customer. If you lose the problem, you lose the customer. It's just that simple. First of all, that's an epic fucking you're really trying to rally the troops there to be like, we are fucking evil. Like Google is like, don't be evil. These people are like, we need to own people's conscience.
Own them physically.
Yeah.
Shingo.
Own the customer.
Yeah. This is what these people. This is your ideology, or your fucking your corporate speak. It's just this is what these people fucking come up with. And it's what they really think. Get our brand in the mind, and this is what they think about the consumer. The same people that tell you that you need to be vaccinated for your safety to come in their store and the health of their workers who they're about to fire. But it's sickening, really. Own the customer. What does people want to be owned? It used to be that kind of stuff would be appalling to people to hear that, but now it's
Well, the other thing isn't it a grocery store?
Yeah.
What in God's name are they even talking about there? They're like, because they're talking to grocery store employees, right?
If someone has a
like,
problem, you take some ownership of it.
Own
Say, I'll help you find the ketchup. You don't say, bitch, I don't know where that ketchup is. I'm about to be on my break. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I thought it meant like, this is how retarded I am. I was thinking it was like, like you gotta, like Rahm Emanuel, like create the problem, like
never let a
problem, never let a crisis go, like, or like they were inside, so like, listen, what you want to do is we want to make people get addicted to eggs, and then we supply them eggs.
Own the problem. Own the diabetes.
Yeah.
Own the diabetes.
You create the problem. Yeah. You sell insulin. We also sell sugar. Like that. You know what I mean? I thought that's what it meant. But they meant like you need to step. Well, that's actually not a terrible message then, Kazooie. Own the problem.
Owning people is the crux of the issue is the putting over the idea of owning.
What race are they?
Well, is there what if they're shopping at HEB in Kazooie's part of town?
What's the demographic in your area? At your grocery store of employment?
I'll just say when I tried to order a pizza past dark, they wouldn't deliver.
Still because of COVID?
It's because they're so white. Yeah, it's because they're so white they won't leave because they're afraid of COVID. That's why, right? You ever notice that black people, by the way, because I was watching that Dave Chappelle special, like we'll round it up here. They always have like the stereotypes for white people that are like, white people, it's always like something stupid. They're like, they like whatever, fish sticks, or whatever. They like a certain type of pizza. Oh, they eat pizza with a fork. These white folks, and it's like, do you really want to get into the stereotype game? Like, what are your people known for, motherfucker? Your people, you can't even order a pizza in your goddamn neighborhood after 6.
We might have to go to exclusively Patreon shows after this one.
Yeah. I told you I got radicalized. I've been watching nothing. Dude, my YouTube is just me and based conservative black folks. So I'm just so down with the brothers now that I'm just like... It's like unbelievable. And you guys just don't get it. I mean, obviously, look at me. Meh, maybe not. You get it, though.
Go for Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Fucking go. We got to start doing some live streams, though. That would be fucking awesome. Get some people in there, and let's do that.
Next episode soon, a week. What do you think?
Legitimately, yeah.
Kazooie.
Tomorrow, record for the next one.
Tomorrow, listen. I have 3 fucking kids. It took me 10 months to do 1 episode, and I can do one. I can do 1, maybe 2 a week, depending. I wish we could do them in the mornings. Comment down below if you guys want to do an on the way to work show. They're not going to comment.
Whatever you, I don't think you'd be. Well, it'd be. I don't think you'd be on your way to work when I'm on my way to work.
Maybe that's true. Maybe. What are you on your way to work? What are we doing talking about this right now? We're not talking about this right now. You fucking
wrap it up.
You guys don't get this. You don't get this part of the show. You don't get access to this good stuff.
Put a link to the Patreon. Subscribe. Tell your friends.